Hey there, Smite fans, and welcome back to another prediction video. This one's going to be covering the SPL for this week, and it's looking like we're going to see some really fun-looking games. I'm going to go ahead and put a little warning right here, though, that is just going to say, in the event that some of these rosters are not correct, it's because I'm recording it before they are announced. I don't actually know what the new Team Eager is going to be called. I know they said they were going to have a different name. I have some of the rosters, some of the players that I think are going there, some people I don't know who's going where. Flashpoint, Sheikah just got dropped as their mid. I'm not sure who's going to be stepping in. So by the time this video goes up, that should be announced, but I will not know that going into this. Honestly, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. A lot of these games look like they're going to go one way either way. So with that, we're going to go right into it. The first day, first match, Papis versus Team Rival, and I have to go back to it again. The Papis are having a rough time, just like Burrito's been having a rough time, and this is not going to get any easier for them. Rival is just going to be able to dominate them. I think the Papis, again, are going to kind of show their little prowess that they have in the first 8 to 10 minutes that they have in that early game, but they just don't have that practice for late game. Rival is a machine. I think that they have the opportunity and the ease of being able to 2-0 this one, no problem. Just kind of take the Papis down. The next one's going to be Burrito versus Elevate, and again, this is going to be another one. I actually think Burrito is going to have a lot more of a chance here. This could potentially split, but again, the issue is that they're really strong early on, and then things seem to fall apart as they go forward. I expect this one could really go either way. I'm going to say it's more like a 70-30 split, because 70% of it more than likely going to be Elevate being able to take this as a 2-0, 30% of it possibly being a split. This is really going to be it's just relatively interesting to see how they handle it, because when it comes down to it, Burrito have to be the ones that make the plays here. Burrito have to be the ones who go into this match ready, prepared, with the bans, their picks, and their play style, but I just not thinking that it's going to be able to come out of it. They're a strong team, they're getting stronger, but this one's going to be another 2-0, this time in favor of Elevate. Now the next one's going to be Noble versus Team Allegiance, and this one's going to be a large match. This one's going to be fun to watch. I'm not entirely sure how this one can shake down, just because the way these teams have been playing has been kind of back and forth. I feel like Allegiance is a little bit more consistent right now. Noble seems to be very consistent if they focus on Aquarius winning his lane, which is going to be a little difficult up against Cyclone Spin, and it honestly seems like they don't want to put their attention onto that side of the map a lot of the time. They want to kind of keep it in the mid, where the fights are going to go on, where the farm is going to be very important. But putting Aquarius behind kind of loses that second front laner, and they really, really need that going in for Noble. So really right now, it's going to, honestly, I want to say fall down as a split. I think that Noble has the potential to be able to take this. This one's more like, I want to say like a 50-50 split. It's either Allegiance is going to be able to 2-0 here, or they're going to be able to find the split. Noble right now is in this shaky spot. It seems like they're still trying to find their footing, even though they've had a little bit of time to get together. They still need to figure out what exactly they're doing going into this match, and I think this is going to be a good learning experience. Even if they lose both games, they're going to be very good. I'm going to throw this one as a split. If you think it's going to be an Allegiance 2-0, honestly, you could vote that just as well. This one's going to be either or. Allegiance is looking a little bit stronger, but I think Noble has it in them. And the next one, as you can see, at least on my screen right now, I have no idea who the mid is, and I'm pretty sure it's Walrus who's going to be coming in as the solo over here for Flashpoint after they drop Sheikah and Dante. Both of these decisions I really don't agree with. I don't think they were the problem. In fact, if I had to point the problem out, it would probably be the 2 that were already on the team, not the 3 that were brought in. But I'm not going to get into that here. You can get into that actually last night or watching the VOD on Retake SPL. I know me and Freight are going to be talking about that as it goes forward. But for Gabe versus Flashpoint, there's not much to discuss. Flashpoint, they are bringing in someone who's only played with them once. They're bringing in a mid who is just now going to be playing for them. This is going to be an easy 2-0 for Gabe. They have nothing to worry about here. And maybe a little bit shaky early on, maybe coming out of the duo lane. I'm looking at Sops and Shadowq, but that's going to be the roughest spot for them. Gabe should be able to dominate this match. Moving into Saturday, for Europe, we're going to have Elevate versus Obey. This one's going to be a really fun match to watch, but there's also going to be one big thing, and that's that it's Obey. When it comes down to it, Elevate, I think, honestly, might have a chance against some of the kind of mid-tier teams, but Obey is still looking at the top. Elevate's definitely getting better and bigger, but they definitely have a little bit more work to be done before I can consider them taking a game. Now, that being said, they 100% can take small fights in this match. In both games, I can guarantee they're going to get Gold Furies, possibly Fire Giants, Portal Demons. They're going to win team fights. There's parts of these matches where Elevate, I believe, is going to hold the lead. I just don't think that they will be able to close out the games against Obey. Obey is going to be a little bit too strong. I think they're just a little bit too smart and mechanically talented, really, to fall to Elevate as they are now. So I think this one's going to be a 2-0 for Obey. I think it's going to be close, but I think overall they're going to be the ones who can close it out. Now, NRG versus Burrito. This is another one. Burrito is just having a rough time. Them and the Papis, everything seems to be stacked against them, not wanting them to rise up. And honestly, a lot of that's because the top 5, top 6 even in Europe are all very, very close in skill, very, very talented players. And honestly, vying for some of the top teams in the world right now, even compared to NA. And NRG is looking to kind of return to their old selves. They're not quite there yet. Still have a little bit of work to do, but against Burrito, they are not going to be getting, I guess, the best practice. I think, again, this is going to be another case where Burrito might be able to put up a fight for the first 5-10 minutes, but then NRG is just going to start kind of rolling over them. They're going to start taking the fights, taking the Gold Furies, taking the towers, and just controlling the entire map, the entire game, and take this one as a 2-0. Burrito, this is another spot to learn a lot from it, but this is just another stacked set for them. The next one will be Papis versus Team Dignitas, which is going to be another interesting match. Again, the Papis should have some early control. In fact, we might even get to see them have some early wins. But again, the issue is going to be closing out the game. That's the big thing right now, is that these early game teams, Burrito, Papis, and to some extent, a few of the others really coming down to it. I mean, even Flashpoint has some good early games. The issue is holding on to that. They don't know how to hold on to their lead. They don't know how to play the lead. It kind of gets to their heads a little bit, and really that's where things start to fall apart. And I believe that this is going to be what's going to kind of tear them apart. Right now, I'm going to give this one as another 2-0 for Team Dignitas. I just don't think the Papis have it in them to really be able to take them down. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle it, but again, I just don't think they have what it takes to close out the game. And for Rival versus Enix, this one is the match to watch. This is a match to not miss. This is going to be a good set, just because Enix and Rival, both very, very strong teams. Rival seems not quite at the same level that they were on LAN, but they are definitely still up there. They have improved vastly since last split, and really Enix kind of in the same point where they are looking a lot better. They're looking really good, really comfortable, even with Fails and Ducky stepping in, and that's going to be what I think changes this one. Fails and Ducky stepping in right now has caused Enix to be a little bit shakier. In fact, last split, I would have called this as an easy 2-0. Enix should have been able to do it no problem, right? And of course, Rival then would have upset me because that's just what they do. But with this set, with the way this is set up, Fails and Ducky are starting to get back into it, and I think this is going to come out as a split. I think both of these teams have a lot of very good potential. I think it's probably going to be one really close game and then one dominating game. And I honestly think the dominating game is going to be coming out of Rival. I think the first game, we're going to see Enix go blow for blow and be able to close it out in a just valiant, very, very hard fashion. And then Rival will come in and just be like, all right, we learned what you play like. We're going to destroy you. What? We'll have to see how that one goes. This is definitely the set to watch. A split is how I see it going. It's going to be interesting to see. Tune in on Saturday for that one as we go into Sunday's matches here. Actually, while I'm recording, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. My phone is buzzing as this Team Eager pending over here. I don't know what the name they were going to be going by. As you know, Zapman stepping down. They brought in Zeno, got rid of Sam. Another decision I really don't agree with, but again, I'll be getting into that on retake. If you want to watch the VOD, of course, you can follow me or LHS on Twitter. But I think their name is going to be Team AI, Team AL, something like that. Team AI is what I've been seeing. So this is potentially Team AI. If you're looking at this after I've updated the graphics, it probably says Team AI. But as I see it right now, it is still technically Team Eager versus Team Allegiance. I said 2-0, but I actually kind of want to roll back on that. This one could go down as a split. The thing is this depends very heavily on Allegiance and Weekend's performance. I think, in theory, the way this should work is that Allegiance, as they are a team that's been playing together, should be able to just kind of, not necessarily smash down Eager, but they should be able to keep control here of this match just because they have the team experience. That's the theory, right? That's the thoughts. On the other side, Eager, they're bringing in 2 new players, but they still have Best, Divios, and Aurora. I am personally going to say this is going to be a 2-0. That being said, This one has potential to be a little bit of both. This could be a split. This could be a 2-0 for Allegiance. I don't think a newly formed Eager or Team AI or whatever the hell they're calling themselves is going to be strong enough to dominate. I don't think they're going to take a 2-0 even with the practice that they've had since then. I don't think that this is going to be an all-star team. This looks like a plug-and-play. This looks like a we weren't winning, we want to win. This is where things are going to fall down. This is probably the hardest match to predict right now because I don't know how Zeno and El Chapo are going to fit into this team. It's possible that we're going to see them show up and just destroy Allegiance, and this could be a crushing 2-0, but I just don't see that one being as likely. I think I'm going to actually switch that 2-0 I said earlier down to a split. I think this team has potential, and only because they're going up against Allegiance. If it was someone who I would consider maybe a little bit higher tier, I think they would get crushed down. But because it's Allegiance, I actually think they have a chance to split. This one's going to be an interesting match to watch just to learn the new play style of the new team. Moving into the next match, it's going to be Noble versus E United, though, and this one's going to be going kind of back to basics. Noble, again, they're shaky back and forth on their play. Every now and then they're great, every now and then they're bad. What are we going to see this time? A lot of it, I think, depends on how they focus on their solo lane, what goes on over there, the jungle as well. I'm going to personally give this one as a 2-0 to E United. As much as I think Noble is strong, as much as I think Noble has a chance, I just think they're going to end up faltering. I don't think that E United is going to make enough mistakes for Noble to capitalize on, and overall, they should be able to close out both games. Flashpoint versus Luminosity, 2-0 Luminosity. Again, same point. When it comes down to it, we don't know who their mid is going to be. No matter who their mid is, they're going to be stepping in pretty much the day before the SPL. I don't think Shadowq and Mirage are good enough to be able to carry this team at all. Walrus, if he is the solo player for this, is not going to be able to carry them as well. It's just going to be a hodgepodge coming out from Flashpoint. Luminosity, they've been working together. They've been playing together. This team is accomplished from all year so far. And really, I just see them coming out on top of this. This is going to be another easy 2-0 for Luminosity. And then moving into the last one, it's going to be Gabe versus Monkey Madness, and this one is going to be a fun one to watch. This one should potentially come down as a split, I actually believe, because both these teams are very strong. They go blow for blow. Right now, I think Gabe is a little bit higher tier overall than we see from Monkey Madness, but when it comes down to it, I personally believe that Monkey Madness has it in them. It's going to be a rough set for them. In fact, I think if they do take that clutch second win, it's going to be they're going to get probably find the first game in a very grueling fashion. They're going to have to fight for their lives. It's going to be very close, very scary for them. And then the second one, Gabe's probably just going to be able to read their moves, their thoughts, and go through with it. It's going to be another fun set to watch, though, and that's going to be interesting. I think NA right now has a little bit stronger sets this week only because I'm a little bit more interested to see how these teams are going to play. They're a lot closer, and Europe is kind of starting to finally define itself a little bit more, so it's a little bit easier to see where things are going over there. And with that, I think I'm not going to do a rundown of this video just because it's a lot of stuff. You already heard my reasoning. I don't think I can speed it up any more than I already have. But with it, it's going to be the last prediction video for me for the for this week, or for right now. This is the last prediction video for right now as we go into it. This should be another one coming out actually tomorrow for the Challenger Circuit games this week. I know there's been a couple of roster changes being shaken up over there. Of course, you can watch me Hi-Res TV 10:30 a.m. on Saturday if you want to. You can also catch the Challenger Circuit on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Hi-Res TV. SPL starts at noon today, noon on Saturday, noon on Sunday. Make sure to tune into those, all on Hi-Res TV. They're going to be fun games. Excited to watch them with you guys, and I hope you like them just as much as I do. And when it comes down to it, I'll just say, hey, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you in the next prediction video.